Hey everyone, Ryan here from Next Level Property Investing. If you're a property entrepreneur wanting to know more, then this video is exactly for you. Now, just before we get started, don't forget to hit the notification bell and subscribe to my channel. And don't forget to head over to nextlevelpropertyinvesting.com. Check out what awesome free strategy calls I've got available for you over there. If you're interested in property, get yourself over there now. So I'm going to have a bit of a rant this morning. It's really starting to bug me this. I get time and time again, people keep asking me questions. Time and time again, people keep downloading my free stuff and they never take any action. For the last sort of 6 to 12 months, they just haven't been taking any action. They continue to download the free information. They continue to look for the free information, but they're not willing to invest. Not the money. It's not about the money. Yes, you need to invest money in yourself if you want to get better at things, but you can figure it out the hard way. You can figure it out the long way. But more importantly, they're not investing in taking some action. If you don't take action, you're never going to get anywhere. And it really frustrates me that the same people keep popping up on my feeds, the same people, and it's not that they're annoying me, it's not that they're, taking all the free stuff. I don't mind, that's what I put it out there for. It's for you guys, to try and move you forward. It's the fact that they've got the ability, they're interested, they've got a passion, they've got a hunger, and they're not taking any action. They're not doing anything with the information. If that's you, you've got to get out from behind the computer. You've got to start taking some action. You cannot buy a property from behind a laptop. You cannot rent a property from behind a laptop. Property is all about building relationships. I say this time and time and time again. If you don't build relationships, you will never, ever, ever move forward in property. If you're not getting out there, if you're not on the viewings, if you're not meeting estate agents, you're never going to move forward. It's really, really important that you understand this concept. You get out there, you build the relationships, and you start working your network. It comes with, whether it's investor money, whether it's, whether you're working with JV partners, whether you're just looking for good deals, whether you're looking for estate agent valuers to give you the best deals, whatever it is, you cannot do it from behind a laptop. Now ultimately there's a few things that come involved with this, and I see it time and time again. Confidence is one of the biggest issues. So yes, you might not have the confidence to get out there. Unfortunately, that's a skill set that you're going to have to learn. Getting in a property is a risk-based game. However, you can mitigate the risk, you can reduce the risk by knowing how to do proper due diligence, by knowing how to analyze things properly, and by educating yourself. If you want to go in at the deep end with no education, you're more than likely going to get burned. But if you get educated, if you pick up the right information, then you're going to be able to do it properly. Now, you're only going to get more and more confidence if you start getting out there and experiencing the situation. Think about when you were a little kid, you were scared in the playground, you were scared to go to school. You went the first day, you got a bit more confidence, the next day was fine, and after that you were away, you were playing with your friends, you were loving it. It's the same thing. I see it time and time again, like this sort of scarcity factor about going on viewings. The landlords are not scary, estate agents are not scary, they're not going to bite your head off. You're there to solve their problem, you're there to give them some money. So you should be I don't see why you need to be scared of that. It just shouldn't happen. You should be wanting to work with them, you should be wanting to move your journey forward, and they're not going to give you any awkward questions, or even if they do give you an awkward question, you just say that you'll get back to them, or you just put it down as a learning experience. Yes, you might not get the deal, yes, you might not get the estate agent might think you're a bit of a novice, but you've got to start somewhere. And if you don't get out there, you're never going to get that experience. You're never going to come across the questions that are then going to make your next viewing better and the next viewing better. And that's what this is all about. You've just got to get out there. I cannot say it enough. It's so frustrating. Now, my top tips are: number 1, do your research, find your properties. Number 2, book your viewings, commit to a certain number of viewings per week, and make sure you hit that target. Make sure you get out there every single week. Mine's 15. I want 15 viewings a week, which works out 3 per day through the week. So if I get on 3 viewings a day, half an hour, 40 minutes might take me to sort of skip around. I try and put all the viewings together in the same location. So I might, I don't want to be kind of trekking around the city and spending 2-3 hours, So what I'll try and do is I'll try and batch them up in location and make sure that You know, I'm just spending that sort of 40-45 minutes being very time efficient, getting in, getting out, doing my research, and then I get back to the office, and then I make the offers. Every single viewing I go on, I make an offer on. Every single rental viewing I go on, I speak to the landlord and I make an offer on. You know, it's the same drill time and time again. It's a numbers in the top of the pipeline equals numbers out the bottom. You know, if you're not putting enough in the top, and in terms of our sales funnel, that's viewings. If you're not viewing enough property, you're never ever going to acquire enough. It's as simple as that. If you want to scale fast, 15 is the magic number. You get on 15 viewings a week, you'll start blowing your pipeline up. You make 15 offers a week, you'll start getting a lot accepted. Even if you're getting no's, what you're doing is you're building up a follow-up process. Now, with the follow-up process, every 2 weeks I go back to my deal analyzer and I have a look at the link. If the link still shows us the property is rented, or sorry, available and not sold, I'll inquire. A simple question: is this available? Go back into conversation, go back into the offer, try and renegotiate. You'd be amazed how many things start to reignite themselves when you're following up every 2 weeks. The more that these properties sit, the longer, that these properties sit on the market, the more motivated they become to either rent them to yourself, take up your offer, or maybe, you know, pick up on your below market value offer. I've got a property at the minute that springs to mind that I've been every 2 weeks reminding the estate agent that my £50,000 is still on the table. I bought a property 3 doors along. I know I paid £50,000 for that. I know it'll revalue up to about 70-75 done up, so it's a great deal for me. They've got it on the market for £60,000, but it's in a poor condition and it needs a lot of work. It's been sat on the market for 3-4 months now. Every single week I keep nudging. Is it available? Is it available? Is it available? I know that they will give in. I'll post a video when I get this property. I know that they will give in because I'm persistent and reminding them that my offer's on the table, and I know they're not going to sell it for what they're asking for. No one will buy that property for what they're asking for. So I'm going to continue, and this is what I do, but I do this with 15 properties per week. Every single week. You can imagine how big my pipeline builds, and this is why we scale quickly. You know, but I get out there and I take the action and I get on the viewings. You know, if you don't do that, you're never going to be able to build your pipeline. So you might say, well, where do I get these viewings from? Well, first place is, you know, the online portals. The internet is riddled with properties. You know, I don't know where you live, but I can guarantee you that, you know, I know fine well in Newcastle right now, there's 5,000 properties for sale and over 4,500 properties to rent. 9,500 properties that I've got to choose from. Now, you can't tell me that you can't find one property out of all those properties that you can get a deal over the line on. You can't tell me that you can't find 10 of those properties to get a deal on, you know? So, but you're never going to do it if you don't take the action. Don't just sit in the social media channels. Don't just network online. Don't just, you know, go on commenting and wasting your time. You might see me a lot on social media. Social media for me is a marketing platform. It is not a socializing platform, you know, and that's the way I treat it. And I go after it for deals, and I go after it to make relationships and build joint venture relationships and work with people. You know, I do not use social media to waste my time like I see many people doing. So stop wasting your time on social media. Use it for a different purpose. Use it for a purpose that's going to benefit you. Use it for a purpose that's going to make your life better, you know. So stop wasting your time. Start taking some action. I cannot stress it enough. You know, you've got to take the jump at some point. The definition of an entrepreneur is somebody that takes financial risk for financial gain. Property investing is a risk-based game. You know, you may lose money, you may make money. You know, if you do it right, 9 times out of 10, I would actually say 10 times out of 10, you can make money from property. You know, if you do it right, you analyze right, and you know what you're doing. But you're never going to know what you're doing until you start taking some action and learning from your mistakes, learning from other people's experience, learning from your own experience in certain situations. Figure things out for yourself. You know, it's an easy game when you know what you're doing. You know, but if you don't ever get started, you're never going to learn, you're never going to get the experience, and you're going to stay in the same position that you're in right now. Sorry, this has been a bit of a rant, but this is starting to bubble away at me. You know, people just lack of action. It frustrates me. You know, don't come and ask me for some advice and then do nothing with it. You know, what is the point in that? You've wasted your time. You know, whatever advice you get from anybody, dissect it. If you think it's the right advice, take action on it. You know, you'll know it's the right advice if the person that's giving you the advice is doing it, if they show that they're capable of doing it, if they've got experience in doing it, if they've got a portfolio to show off. They're the right people to follow. You know, dig into it, pick their brains, network with them, and move your journey forward. Rant over. Hope you have an awesome day, everyone. Don't forget to subscribe and head over to nextlevelpropertyinvesting.com to book your free strategy call today. Talk to me, I'll give you the advice and you can start taking some action. Take care, everyone.